I've had moments where I had to bring my kids to showings, and it's great that we could do that in this job. Thankfully, people are very understanding, but I don't know about your guys' kids. My kids are too honest. We'll be walking through a house, and my son, he has said, that kitchen is ugly. They'll throw something out there. To me. Are you guys on time? Early bird agents or some agents that get there first early?
But I have a lot of clients that they got first than me. Even 20 minutes earlier than me.
That stresses me.
They say, you know what, I'm already here. You okay, I'm getting my coffee.
I went to an empty house. It was supposed to be totally empty, and there was a sleeping bag in the garage. And you could tell there was people, somebody was staying there.
As I'm like talking to this guy, letting him know, he was like, hey, how fast can I move in? Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, you got to do the application. It'll take about 24, 48 hours. And he's like, well, because if I don't have a place by the 15th, I'm going back to jail. They're going to lock me up. Welcome to XR Realty Podcast. This is episode 41, and we are here with some of the XR ladies. My name is Brittany. I'm one of the agents here at the office. Seen you guys a few times, and I'm joined by Janet, Jelaine, Cynthia, Sherry, and we're missing a few. We're missing a couple ladies, but this is a good start. We want you guys to get to know us a little bit. I think you guys need a little bit of a break from Greg and Frank, and you guys get to see some fresh faces. Tell me a little bit about you guys. Like, how long have you guys been in the business? Are you guys moms? Do you have kids? Pet moms? Tell me a little bit about yourself. How long have you guys been in the business?
So I've been in the business for about 8 years now.
8 years?
Yes. I have two boys. They're adults now. So I'm an empty nester.
Nice.
Yeah. And
She looks so young.
No, you have your dog. You're not an empty nester.
no, I don't have my dog anymore. So yeah. No, but the dog is fine. Yeah.
And Jelaine, how about you?
So I'm in 2 years in this business. I'm a full-time mom, and I also am a teacher, and I got 3 kids. I'm a dog mom as well, and I take care of everything at home and also my husband.
And Cynthia?
Yeah, I'm a full-time mom too, because I think it's my favorite thing to do. Plus, I'm a realtor, and plus, I've been working in a shipping business for many years ago. I think I started shipping business when I was 17 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I love it.
Yeah.
It's my first love. My second love. My first love is my son.
Yes, of course.
But I like it because I think I've been in a service like side for many years. So for me, it's kind of very organic to build relationship with clients.
Nice.
It's easy for me.
Yeah.
But it's a different business. It's different than shipping. You talk with the client about more personal things.
Yeah.
People are called you to ask you, hey, how are you?
Yeah.
How you treat? Can you please send me the name of the shoes that your son is
Yeah.
wearing to play soccer? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like that. I love it.
Awesome. And Sherry?
I have been a realtor for, I think this is year 9.
Wow.
Yeah. I have 2 dogs, so I'm a dog mom. I'm a crazy dog mom, actually. I have very fancy dogs who are very spoiled, and I love spoiling them. So,
Yeah, those are your babies.
Those are my babies.
And then myself, I've been in the business for 10 years. I have 2 boys at home, full-time mom, full-time wife, full-time realtor. I juggle many different jobs, but I think what I get out of all of us is, as women in real estate, we juggle multiple things, and I think as women, we are the best at multitasking.
Yeah.
So we're able to pull from each different area of everything we do in our life, and we're still able to focus on that one task and move on to the next one. So that's one thing I think I can say confidently about women, is what we can do. So that leads me to the next question. How do you guys do it? How do you do your day of showings, pick up the kids, drop off the kids or the dogs? How do you do it? How do you guys juggle? What's your schedule like every day?
Wow, it's kind of tough sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm a dog too.
Yeah.
I
I'm
have
a
a
cat
little
mom
dog
too.
as
I
well.
forgot to mention. I have cats. Yes.
Oh, okay, nice.
Sorry, cats and dogs.
I know.
Kids are number one though.
So for me, the majority of the time I try to work from 9 to 3.
9
because
to
I
3.
have to be able to pick up my kid. And then sometimes I have to take him to sports too,
Yeah.
because I'm the one who does all those things at home. When I have help at home, when someone watch my kids, so I can try to do showings later, like after 6, sometimes 7, 8,
Yeah,
depending on what kind of clients we have, right?
Yeah.
And I try to work Saturdays, Sundays, every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I cannot do it every week, but we made it,
That's smart.
We make
That's
it.
a good
We-
way
yeah.
to structure it.
make it
and-
work.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
we always make it work. We always find a way. And clients understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
And-
you are honest, they understand.
Yeah.
Yes,
And communicate. So.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Janet? You're empty nester, so your experience
For
a little bit
me,
different now.
It's different. I could go full in. So I'm available all the time. I love it. It keeps me busy. So yeah, I don't have those issues. I do work out and do other things and hang out with my kids once in a while. Meet them for dinner or lunch. I'm totally full time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know for myself, I do real estate full time, but I also work at a title company full time. So
Yeah.
my day to day is different all the time. But the key thing for me is having support. So thank
Right.
God I have a husband who is really hands on with everything we have to do, from picking up the kids, taking them to sports,
Amazing.
or whatever we have to do. If I have last minute showings, thankfully I have him to count on to help me with the kids. So if it wasn't for him, I think things would be a little bit different. So he's a key piece to my success in real estate, because
Amazing.
it's hard. It's hard to just be able to pick up and go, and
Yeah.
I'm in charge of drop offs in the morning. I got to drop the kids off at school or wherever they're going. And for the majority, he picks up the kids, because my schedule is all over the place. So
Amazing.
for me, the key thing is having that support in order to juggle all these different jobs we do, because we know in real estate it's just high demand. So you gotta run, you gotta go. So it's really hard to do that with
Really
kids.
time management.
Yeah.
And I understand that, like, when my kids were younger, I wasn't full time with real estate, and it was really juggling everything. Now I could do that. For the past 2 years, has been really full time, but I could totally understand how, like, you definitely need help, and it's not easy to do.
No.
Yeah.
Because some clients, they want you like, hey, I want you to show the house right
Right now,
you know.
yeah.
But you're like, I'm still here in this job, so can we do it? You have to move the time.
So do you guys think that as women and moms, do you think that it's easier to say no to clients?
No, you don't want to say
No.
no.
Or is it easier to be able to say, I can't do this time, but we could do this date instead? Do you find it
It
easier?
depends on the client.
Yeah.
If the client's very understanding, they will like, oh, sure, no problem, because I understand you have kids, family first, But some clients are like, no, this is my only time, so I want you to show me the house. So
Yeah.
you have to balance your time with the kids, and that's where your partners, your husband, your spouse will help you out. Like, okay, don't worry about the kids. I'll take care of them. You do your showing, or you do help your clients.
Yeah.
And also, don't forget, like, here at XR, you could kind of put on the chat if somebody could help you out, and usually somebody could back you up.
Because that's the hard part with
Yeah.
having
I
a
remember-
full-time job, because I work late, so it's hard. So you don't want to. I never want to say no, but sometimes I just can't. Like, could be in the middle of an emergency or something, and I just can't.
Yeah, just
So-
put it on the app,
Yeah.
and usually someone
We always
will.
do. Yeah, we are all actually really.
We do have good support.
We have a great
here
office,
at
so-
It's
XR.
a good team.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
great
XR
team.
has a good team.
It's like a little family here. So, Sherry, how do you do it? You work all day. You do real estate after your full-time job. What do you do with the dogs all day?
So
What are they doing? They just wait at the window for you?
Well,
or
Louis
what's
used to
going
go to daycare, but they do go to work with me, so I do get to,
nice.
yes, because I'm a veterinary practice manager, so
Perfect.
manager of the
So
hospital.
you get to bring your babies.
So I
to
get
work.
to bring them to work with me. And yeah, so I get up in the morning, I go work out early, go to work all day, come home, and then if I'm doing real estate, I'm doing real estate.
Have you brought in Louis to showings?
I have not.
No.
No, I think
It's
I
gonna be a good sell.
he might make the sale.
I have a story about that.
Tell us.
I know. So one day I had to bring my kid with the dog.
With the dog.
Yes, because my husband, he has a very difficult schedule.
Yeah.
And so it's just me, full day, like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's just Cynthia. So one day my kid said, I don't want to go with you. You know what I do? I say, look, baby, after the soccer, we are going to show one house. I'm going to give you $5. House. Amazing.
So cute.
Same thing with
So
my son.
he's saving because he wants to go to those famous Real Madrid and Barca games.
Oh, nice.
So he's saving money for that. Okay, but one day he said, I really don't want to go. I want to play with the dog. Say, what about we bring the dog? So I asked my client, because I know her. She said, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. And they behave amazing. And people love the house because the dog.
Yeah, the dogs are.
Yeah. So that was nice.
So I've had moments where I had to bring my kids to showings, and it's great that we could do that in this job. Thankfully, people are very understanding, but I don't know about your guys' kids. My kids are too honest. So we'll be walking through a house, and my son, he has said, that kitchen is ugly. They'll throw me out there. They'll throw it out there, and I'm like looking at, shh, like, don't say that. And I feel the clients, I love the kitchen, and my son is giving unwanted feedback on the house. So I try my best. If I don't need to bring them, or now I've learned, hey, we're gonna go. You're gonna come with me to do this. Please, just you keep your opinion to yourself on this one. Like we try just to let the people. If they love it, they love it. Like that's great, but we don't need your opinion. We don't need my 10-year-old.
Sometimes I have one client that I brought my son, and then he was like asking, what do you think about this place? And my son was like, he's the one answering. He's like, this is nice, but you know what? It's too small. Like, oh, I'm like, honey, he's like, Mom, I'm just telling. He asked me a questions. I'm like, okay. So they're the one talking, and then I'm end up standing there listening to their conversation. But he end up, getting the place.
Yeah,
So
see,
it was
kids are
nice.
brutally honest. So and we gotta
Because
be
they
careful
like
with
the
them.
opinion of the kids. Because us, for them, like, oh, you just want to sell the house, or you want to let me buy this house, right? For them, it's like, what do you think about this house? Because for you, it's like, okay, if I have a son or if I have a kid, what do you think about this house? So that's why they like kids. Sometimes I drag my kids with me, like, I'll give you $50, if we get this, and then you get more. It's like, okay, Mom. So do you have showing? Do you have open house? And I sometimes
You got to
like,
give
take
your
them
son a
open house.
raise.
I shouldn't say that, so you don't have to. No, they're clever. They're really clever. It's like, do you have an open house that I can come? It's like, no, not this time, honey. Like,
Smart.
okay,
See, bargainers.
Yeah.
So now, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer clients when they bring their own kids to showings, or would you prefer the in-laws or the parents coming to showings? Which would you pick? Kids or in-laws?
I think
or
kids.
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 Well, tell me why. Why don't we want the parents or in-laws at the showings? We can be
In-laws are
honest
very
here.
picky.
They're very
In-laws they're very picky.
yeah.
Kids are like, I would like this house. They see a little bit of shiny stuff in the house. Like,
They get
this
excited.
is so cute. Oh my god.
They're
the
like,
home
oh,
is
here's
this,
my
yeah.
room. This is mine.
Or
Yeah.
in-laws that come, they're the inspectors. all of a
Yes, the
sudden.
in-laws
And-
like, I don't like this.
Yeah, and the last time they bought their house was like 30 years ago. So it's a different market, and they have such a huge opinion.
Right.
And you work so hard all these months showing the house. Like, actually, this is good. The numbers work. You know a little bit more of the property, and then here you go. You have mom here, their dad. It's always the dads. Dad's here. Sorry,
I don't
dads.
like this floor.
So they're not really your
Yeah.
client, but they are in a way. Like it's,
So we can all agree we prefer
Kids.
clients' kids coming to showings, and not parents and in-laws. We love you, parents and in-laws, but let's just let your kids search on their own. So speaking on like just parents or in-laws that sometimes make picking the house a little bit difficult. What is like something that you use to kind of help guide your client when they really need you. They're leaning on you guys for support on how to make a decision between two houses. Like, what is something that you guys do?
Sometimes I tell them you use imagination, because, for example, some houses have a lot of stuff and they can't even imagine to live in there. So I try to say, block your mind, imagine that this is white, everything is white. You think this space can be good for you? Or the opposite, sometimes we visit houses that they're empty. Yeah. They don't have furniture, they don't have stuff to see. They say, oh, I don't know, I don't like the house, kind of cold. But I say, but remember, this house is gonna be full of your stuff, like your belongings, your special belongings. So they say, oh yeah, actually I can put my lamp in the corner, or maybe I don't need 2 couches because I have a lot of stuff, I can just bring one, right? Yeah. So I just try to be without push.
I always tell them, if they celebrate Christmas, where you can put the tree at.
That's what I
Where are
always
you gonna?
That's because I'm a Christmas.
I know you're a big Christmas girly.
lover. That's like my
Christmas
thing,
girly.
yeah.
So that's what I do. That's my key thing is I can see the Christmas tree there. I can see so that's my tactic on what I do to kind of help them envision their personal things in the house. And once you say that, it's like a light bulb. They go in and they start seeing the tree, or this is where a big one too. Where's the TV gonna go when they can't figure it out? So those are kind of my 2 things: is how you're gonna decorate the house for Christmas, because that really envisions it, and where is the TV gonna go? That really sets the picture for them when it's an empty house. Yeah. So those are my 2 things that I use.
And sometimes you could just see in their face when they walk in the house, like if they like it. It's just something almost like a little magical. Like they just walk in, and it could be something that it doesn't have every single thing they had on the list, but they go in there and they just like, oh, I like this and I like that. And it doesn't have the basement that we wanted, but I really like this other thing. So really, like, I don't know, I tend to observe like their reaction when they walk in. So it's kind of like and if they have doubts about like the paint, it's like that could easily be changed. Or the bathroom, maybe one bathroom is not the way they want it, and so we could talk about that.
But sometimes with me too, like at the first time you see something, I'm like, I don't really like it, but then it ends up being like, oh my gosh, I end up loving it, right? And it's like, why did I not like that from the beginning? Like it just, so you just have to think really outside of,
They have to just envision everything.
Yeah, imagination, just try to focus in whatever you have right now, right?
Are you guys on time kind of agents, or are you early bird agents? Like there's some agents that get
I'm
their
an early bird.
Early
I always
bird agent.
like to be there early so that I can what I need to do, like, oh my God, this is dirty, so I have to clean it up. So when I show it to the clients, like at least it's presentable. Or I'm like, I have to call the listing agent like, hey, where is this, where is that? So I know what to tell the client when they ask some questions. So I have to research everything first before anything else.
Yeah.
Or if I get lost, because it does happen.
And parking as well. Parking is not easy.
Yeah,
parking is not easy. You have to like, oh my God, I don't want to be like my client waiting for me, like, oh, hold on, I'm looking for parking, that's kind of.
I always try, like I strive to get, I really want to get there 10 minutes.
You know what I do at night?
I try.
At night, I always check how many minutes I'm gonna be there, or how many, how long it takes. I'm like, okay, so this is the time, but in the morning it's really different from the traffic and everything. So when I'm in school, so I'm like, okay, I need to be there this time to this time. So I always check. It's like I need to leave here early. So that's what I always do.
Okay, so you are an early
Early
agent. Janet, what are you?
I like to be there at least like 10 minutes early, but it doesn't always happen. Usually I'm like right on time, like 5 minutes prior or right on time.
Same.
Yeah.
I'm on time, or maybe like 3 minutes late.
Me too.
Yeah, we
You
walk
are
in
on
together
time.
to the
But I
house.
have a lot of clients that they got first than me. Even
That
20
stresses
minutes
me out.
earlier
that's
than
really
me.
stressful.
That stresses me
They
out.
said, you know what? I'm already here. Okay, I'm getting my coffee. you want coffee? You know what I do when I know there are clients that are crazy to see the house, because I mean I understand. Sometimes they say I'm gonna take 3 hours off to see the house, and they wanna be there first. So I ask, "You want coffee? I'm getting coffee for myself."
That's a good one.
So now they wait for me
Yeah.
20 minutes.
So Sherry, are you on time? You're early, you said, right?
I'm early.
You're
Yeah,
an
I have to be
one?
early because I get like I just think of what if this goes wrong? Like I just don't want to be late, especially for like showings. it's
Okay, so
Me,
for
yeah.
you early birds, or even to everyone,
Yeah.
what's the wildest thing you've seen in a vacant property or even occupied? I know for us, when I'm always like looking behind my shoulder all the time. We always
So far, nothing yet. Nothing crazy yet. Nothing, and I don't wanna see something.
please Lord, please Lord,
now you will because
far.
we talked about it.
Yeah,
So far, I'm still okay.
nothing. And how about you guys? Anything crazy?
Well,
Or
I went
anything.
to an empty house. It was supposed to be totally empty, and there was a sleeping bag in the garage, and like you could tell there was people, like somebody was staying there.
Oh,
And yeah,
It was
but
creepy.
I got out of there right away.
yeah.
After you got out of there, before you showed it, or you still showed it?
Well, I showed her because I had not gone to the garage, and like I get there right on time with my client, so I didn't get there beforehand. Yeah, so we looked at everything. Then we're gonna go see the garage, and there's like a whole setup. Yeah,
Okay.
so somebody like a homeless person was staying there, but they weren't there at the time. So
Okay.
yeah.
One thing I have a really bad problem with smells.
Smells?
Yeah, when I visit apartments and they're dirty, I just bring my Lysol and my huge kit of stuff like and I open windows right away.
I think that like, as
an
women
empty house,
realtors,
yeah.
we have a bag filled of stuff
I
with
use
us.
my
I don't
bag.
think the guys
I
have
use my
a
bag
bag
with my
with
whole thing.
Lysol in it like
Because
we do.
sometimes places are empty because they've been closed for many months,
Mm-hmm,
weeks, days, I don't know. And one day I saw an animal. So
You saw an animal?
yeah,
Inside?
yes.
Oh no.
And I'm so scared.
No, I can't. Thank God I have not ran into
I
a
almost
rodent or
canceled the
something.
showing, and my client was so nice. Like, don't worry, that happens.
What kind of animal was it?
One rat.
A rat?
Yeah, I was showing a house in, I think like a year and a half ago. When I opened the door, she was just welcome.
Oh no.
See, she beat you to it.
I can.
She beat you to it. She was waiting for me. I'm like, you're taking longer.
The early bird.
That day, I just bring my huge bag with stuff. Like, so far,
I should get a bag.
I haven't experienced any rodents in a house. Thankfully, I haven't experienced that, but I've experienced whenever I'm showing investment properties, buildings. I was showing like a really distressed one, and it was you just walking up to the building. I don't know about you guys, but I'll get like a feeling. It's just like, oh, I don't know, like something's off with this one. They call it women's intuition. I think my women's intuition is like
You have to follow.
it's sharp. Yeah, you follow it. And I walked up and I'm looking at my clients like, yes, this is I'm preparing them because even though I haven't walked in because I'm an on time kind of agent, I knew what we were gonna walk into, and of course when we opened up the door, the roof it was 4 units, and there was a hole from all the way from the first floor like, all the way up, and you could tell someone was sleeping in there. Like you seen like the blankets on the floor, and you don't know because it's a building, so you don't know like is someone
Until you get in,
upstairs
yeah.
or someone over there, and if I walk too far out, am I gonna fall through? And so that's my creepy experience that I've had. But I haven't seen a rat, I haven't seen a possum in showings. I would die. I would pass out.
I was close to die. I tried to don't make a big show because then I told the guy, so sorry, but I was the guy said, you okay?
Run away.
I told him, don't
I
go
would have,
inside,
yeah.
please.
I would have screamed.
That's me. I'm like, why?
I would have screamed, and they would have followed me because they wouldn't have understood they would have been running with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was part of like an old building, It's
part of the job.
I know,
So-
but it's okay. We
so-
deal with everything, right?
I call them stranger clients. I know everyone laughs at me, but that's my word when you're meeting like a Zillow lead or something. I call them stranger clients. It's not a referral. It's not someone, a cousin's friend or anything like that.
I usually
Stranger client.
bring
What do you
my
guys do?
son with me.
You bring your son?
I bring my son with me, and then he's like, okay, I will be there, but he always like there, like my mini bodyguard. So he's there. He want to make sure the one that Greg helped me out with the Zillow leads. So I was like, oh my God, I don't know this guy. And it's like, Mom, you're okay. And then we end up seeing him. He's taller than me, and he's like, and it's like, oh Mom, good thing I went with you, or else you don't know probably what you're gonna do, because I'm short. And the guy was tall. So I'm like, oh, I'm very lucky and happy that he went with me that time. So because you'll never know what's gonna happen. And then the last time I went, the guy saw me and my husband, because my husband dropped me off for the showing. And then we were like talking, we're fine, right? And then the next day he's like, I don't want you to show me houses anymore, because he saw me with my husband. And then my husband's like, I don't think that's a clever idea, because this guy, we have this forewarn. I didn't check it that day. Then after he said like, you know what, I don't want you to show me any more properties. I'm like, okay, is there something wrong? No, I got family emergency. So for me, just like it doesn't add up. So I look at the forewarn, and then he has a lot of, oh my God. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna follow up with him because it's a long sheet. So I'm like, oh, good thing I'm with my husband that day. So I was like, or else, you'll never know what's gonna happen. So
And for those who don't know, the Forewarn app is an app that we use that we can do like a quick background check on somebody. So just for you guys that
For our
out there that
safety,
don't know, yes, for our safety, it's an app that we use.
And I saw this like, ooh, I'm not gonna follow up with this guy. It's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, thank you, but no thanks.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah. I had an experience a couple years ago. It was for a listing appointment that Greg had sent me to go for him. And he kept telling me it's near Oak Park.
Okay.
It's near Oak Park, the suburb Oak Park. And I'm like, okay, it's near Oak Park. Like, okay, we know what the areas around Oak Park.
Nice.
So, but he wasn't saying it was in Oak Park. So I knew like, okay, like he's being nice about it. Like, okay. So he sends me the address. I don't know, like I'm kind of nervous about this one. So I had asked my brother-in-law to come with me because I was a little nervous on location. And we went, and I was like, hey, he's just here to assist me. We'll do the walkthrough, we'll talk, and it was a hoarder house. The house was stacked with books, papers, bags everywhere. There was just like a path like to get through everywhere. And I'm talking with her, very, very nice woman, very nice. I have nothing bad to say. But as someone small, like I'm only 5'1", maybe 5'2" on a good day. So walking in that neighborhood I was in into a house like that, I was like, oh man, thank God I brought my brother-in-law with me on this one. But as we were walking through, we go down to the basement, everything, and it was just so cluttered. But then we came up, she showed me everything. There was even like smog, like on the ceilings, because she would use that, what is that called? That to heat the house.
The heater?
No, it's not a heater. It's like a special, I don't remember the name of it, but it creates like smoke on the walls. You shouldn't be using it. They used to use it in the old days. I can't remember the name right now. So all her walls had all that smog all at the top. And we got the listing. We were able to help her out and everything. But when we left, my brother-in-law were sitting in the car. He was like, I'm happy that I came with you because we were not alone in that house. Like there was someone hiding in the basement.
Oh,
really? Yeah.
And
yeah.
you didn't even know it?
No, I didn't know, because I was giving the client all my attention. I'm listening to her talk and everything, and I'm trusting him to be my eyes in the background and be with me. So I didn't notice because I'm giving the client undivided attention and listening to her. So I didn't notice. So when he shared that with me, I probably wouldn't have came out. I would have been in one of those boxes probably in the
Oh,
house.
Jesus.
You never know. So since
But
then,
you listed, so they were okay people, right?
we never had any issues.
It was sold, and was it everything cleared out? Like how did
That's another
that's
story.
another
That's
story of
another
the
story.
process of
It's
that.
another story. But the goal is you don't want to make the client feel bad. You don't want.
No.
Hey, that's how you live. That's on you.
We have to
I'm not
respect
here
the
to
way,
judge. You're in
right?
a situation. I'm here to help you get out of the situation.
Yes.
So that's what's on my mind. But I'm
Yeah.
also thinking safety. Safety.
But did she know someone was down there? She had to,
I
right?
don't know. I didn't ask her. I don't know.
Okay.
I just left it alone.
Yeah.
I let Greg know afterwards, like, hey, this was what's going on at this place, but I didn't bring it up to her.
No,
like,
no.
Yeah.
she was okay. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she knew. Maybe she didn't know. But
Yeah.
my brother-in-law, he's like over 6 feet. He's a big guy, so
Wow.
he's gonna see way more than me. But that was probably one of my scariest experiences as just being a woman going into these stranger clients' places.
For us, it's not easy because we go to a different houses that we don't know. So, like when we go there, you have to take care of yourself for your safety, and you have to let everybody know where you're going.
Yeah.
So I download on my app at Life 360.
Yeah.
So every time I go somewhere, then they know where I am. So my kids like, Mom, you've been there for so long. Are you still alive? I'm like, yes, I'm still alive. Don't worry. So last time I took them with me with the showing. I said, guys, just stay in the car because it's both of my kids. So I just stay in the car. I'll deal with this. And we end up talking in the front of the property, and my kids didn't see me. And they're like, where is Mom? So they called her dad. Did Mom call you? Because Mom is not picking up her phone. So I look at my phone, I got 10 missed calls from my kids. And I'm like, oh my God, honey, I'm so sorry. I was just in front, and I park in the back, but we're in the front, end up talking because the mom is like asking me a lot of questions. So I'm like, okay. And then I'd even think like, okay, I have to let my kids know because I told her like maximum time is like 30 minutes. That's what I said, 30 minutes and I'll be back. And they're like freaking out. So my husband called me. I'm like, oh, hold on. My husband's calling me. He said, yeah, the kids are calling you. Are you alive? I'm like, yes, I'm still alive. I'm just talking. So I was like in front of the client. I'm sorry, it's my kids. They're with me, but they're in the car. And they're like, oh, okay. So we kind of like, and then my kids, I saw them in the car. Really, Mom? You didn't even text us? I'm like, sorry. It's nice. Like they worry about you, those kind of stuff. So it's nice to someone's watching your back when you're not there when you told them 30 minutes.
Yeah. Thankfully, I haven't had too many scary encounters with people. When I meet the stranger clients, it's all been fairly good experiences. But I think we just, as women, we always have that guard up.
Yeah.
We're always a little bit like, do I gotta be careful with this person? Recently, I was showing a property, and I tried to forewarn the phone number, and nothing was coming up. Nothing was popping up for this person. And I was telling my husband, I was like, hey, nothing's coming up for this person. I kind of feel like, I have a feeling, like, I don't know, it feels weird. Do you want to come with me? And he's like, no, you got it. You'll be fine. I'm not going to go. Like, you got it. Because sometimes me being so independent, my husband will be like, she's fine. She got it. So sometimes it kind of bites me. But he was like, you got it. Like, you'll be fine. Call me if anything, but you'll be fine. I'm like, well, I don't know what you're going to do for me 45 minutes away. But like, okay, whatever. It's no big deal. And when I showed up, I met the client and do the walkthrough. I always for the rentals, I always let them know what the requirements are beforehand, because I don't want to waste my time.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste your time. This is all the requirements that they're firm on it. This is what it's going to be. And of course, when they come in, they decide like, actually, my credit score isn't this. And they try to sell you this story of why, because they think if they get in front of you, they'll change your mind. And I'm like, well, it's not up to me. Like, I'm not the one screening you. Like, I'm just here to show it. But anyways, as I'm talking to this guy, letting him know, and he was like, hey, how fast can I move in? And I was like, well, you got to do the application. It'll take about 24, 48 hours. And he's like, well, because if I don't have a place by the 15th, I'm going back to jail. They're gonna lock me up.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm standing there like, well, you want to be nice still. Oh. But that was the first time where I was like, oh my goodness, I'm in a room with a criminal right now by myself in this empty apartment building, and that was the first time that I was a little
So maybe
like,
that's
nervous.
why you don't see it in forewarn. It's a burner phone that they're using.
Probably.
Right?
And
Wow.
so, but the whole time I was like, let me keep my cool. Let me show him like I'm not judging him. Like I don't
Yeah.
feel bad. That's your past, like whatever. But the whole time I'm like slowly like walking to the door, so I could just like, all right, like
Let's
good
go.
luck. But that was the first time I had an encounter where
Wow.
at least he was upfront with me. But
Yeah.
in the back of my mind, I was like, is this my day? Is this the time? Like, is this the day that someone's gonna get a phone call? Like, where am I? So those are my only two experiences that I was like, oh my goodness.
For
stranger
us, it's
clients.
funny because we have to hear stories every day, right?
Yeah.
Oh, my credit score is 500 because I'm getting divorced because because I have to cover my.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus, right? And sometimes I like to hear because
Yeah.
you never know.
We're
like,
therapists.
I
Yeah,
spend
you're like a therapist.
therapists.
I spend time.
Hey,
You
this
know
is what I'm
what?
going through my life right
And
now.
I know, and I try to be honest. I think this unit is not gonna work for you, but I have two more options.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works because sometimes lenders understand. Oh,
And you know,
that
it's
person-
good that they talk to you and tell you that
Yeah.
because you don't want to waste their money
I
either.
know. And time and
And
everything.
doing like a credit check, you know.
Yeah.
There have been people that have said like, "Oh, my credit is great. It's 700," and then it comes back as you just wasted your money.
I know.
So I usually tell them ahead of time, like, just tell me the truth. I don't want you to waste
Yes.
$40-$50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know. So
But I always try to ask everything, and they say, yeah, they're honest.
Yeah. Yeah. After a long day of showings, picking up the kids, cooking dinner, because we do a million things. We all know that's our life. What is your thing that you do to kind of relax? Like what's your guilty pleasure after a long day of work and mom and what is your guilty?
shopping and wine.
You like shopping and wine?
I like shopping and wine.
I like shopping and wine. Okay, that's a good one.
No, I don't like shopping because you work hard for your money and I don't want to spend it right away. So I'll just eat chocolate or
Oh,
play with
nice.
my little
What's your go-to chocolate?
Milka.
Milka?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's not sweet. I like it because it's not sweet, and it's kind of like when I have a craving, like I eat it, I was like, okay, I'm good with that. But I finished like one bar, one sitting, like, and then sometimes I fight with my kids, like, you eat my chocolate, that's mine. That's the only thing I do. Or I'll buy myself a purse.
See, you are shopping. See,
Yeah.
you're shopping.
Only on my birthday. Only on my birthday or Christmas. Well, if I deserve it, no.
My
I
Amazon
deserve
cart
it.
gets out of
always
control.
deserve it.
It
We
depends.
always deserve
We always
it.
Depends,
deserve it.
because sometimes
We
I'm like,
deserve everything.
I'm
We
like,
do a
I want to
lot,
buy
right?
it, but I don't want it.
Right?
It's like, do I need it? Like,
Absolutely.
Caught the guilty.
I have it,
right?
but I don't have that color. Those kind of things.
Yeah.
My dilemma. My dilemma.
And how about you, Janet? What's your guilty pleasure? You're a hard worker, so what do you do?
my guilty pleasure. I don't know. I don't know. It changes.
There's no
all the time.
judgment zone here. It's okay. You can share with us. What is it? What is it, Janet?
Yeah, like I love sweets. If I have sweets at home, I go through them. But really, I really like taking a shower, getting ready for the next day. I do my hair, get everything set up.
So your guilty
taking care
pleasure
of
is
myself.
preparing for the next day?
It's taking care of myself, like I'll do like a face mask or something like that, like self-care and, getting PJs. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah, actually, that is a good one too,
watch
because
something.
that's when I get home for the day. Even if it's like if I'm home at 6 o'clock, which is very, very rare, I'm putting my pajamas on. Like I'm in my jammies and I'm just
Yeah.
like it's just
You're confident.
my
Yeah,
yes,
you're comfy and
yes.
and get ready for bed and
Yep.
just having that time to I don't have to fall asleep right away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Cynthia?
Oh, I love to be in silence. Like I'm
silence.
going to the living room with all the lights off. I turn on the TV, but actually I don't watch TV. I don't like to watch TV at night. I don't know because my brain doesn't work
I'm
anymore.
bad. I'll fall asleep with the TV on.
After my 40s, My brain's different. I used to sleep. I used to watch TV or shows until 1, 2 a.m. Many years ago. No anymore. I think I turn on TV just to have company. Feel like I have company, but I'm not watching, and just bring my computer. I'm not working. I just start looking things that I never have time to
You
do.
go shopping too.
No, I don't do a lot of shopping, but I love to watch flies.
Flies.
Like lately,
The bugs?
yeah, like but I don't buy right away. I just like to see what happened. What I'm gonna do for Christmas? Maybe I should go to.
Flies. I thought you said flies, like the bug.
No, I said flies.
Yeah,
Oh,
flies.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
With that bug, so that's
That
right.
is part of my acento.
We love the accent. That's it. We love it.
So I said, what I'm gonna do for Christmas? Maybe I should go to just imagination. Oh, let me see how much are the tickets right now. You know, you never know. So and then I start bothering.
That's why you're always
And then
somewhere.
she's always I know. Instead,
I know, and she's not inviting us.
I know. And then at 11 p.m. I start annoying my siblings by WhatsApp. What we're gonna do for Christmas? And my siblings are, you're always busy. You never pick up your phone. We text you, and you're texting me 11 p.m. What are you gonna do? I said, sorry. Think about it. You have 1 week to let me know.
That's funny. I try to. I'm similar. Mine's similar to you, but I try not to look up flights because I'm scared when I'm ready to book it, the price is gonna be
I
up.
know, yeah.
So I try to stay off the airfare.
Yes,
That's
You need
one.
to
but
do
it,
6
but it's
months
good
ahead.
to know.
I know, but
Yeah, but
months
it's
ahead.
good to know.
Yeah,
You know,
that's
for example,
true.
my son's birthday is coming, and I don't want to do the same party. You know, I don't want to do the same party at home. So I'm looking ideas.
Yeah.
In another state? I mean, where are you?
Yeah. But my husband is the one who called my wins right away, and because it's work for me. Oof. But I say, oh, I have this plan. We can do this. We can do that. We can do that. I said, no. You okay?
Or get the ticket right away and they can say no.
I always get the ticket right away, and whatever you wanna go.
Yeah. What would you prefer to sell? A haunted house or a house with a design defect? What do you think?
A design effect?
Design defect.
Design defect. Like what kind of design defect?
Something wrong with the layout.
It's like a
Design defect.
You would rather sell a house with a design defect?
Yeah, because you could stage it and you could make the most of it. You could find somebody to stage it that does a really good job, and yeah. But a haunted house, people usually, if they know that somebody died there, they don't. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And it scares me.
I was in a haunted house. That was my first.
How did you know it was
my
haunted?
first year of as a real estate? I remember I came with my friend to start looking for houses, and I don't know, we got the feeling both. So the person who's living there, I didn't know the person, so all the blinds were closed, like shut, and one of the bedroom was like closed, like, and they put a huge note like, don't open it. It's the same size of the other. Yeah, okay. But then we start seeing one picture of the woman in everywhere, the same face, and a lot of the. I'm Catholic, I'm Católica, yo soy católica, but there was too much everywhere, like Jesus crossing everywhere, and we found weird things in the kitchen. And I told her, you know what, we gotta go. And I remember my friend told me, we cannot go to the car like that with that energy. We have to clean up
First. You gotta cleanse yourself.
Yeah, and then we start praying outside before getting the car.
Because you don't want to drive those next to
I know, and that was so creepy, and the house was just too silent, like no light, it was dark. And I remember I had to use my phone to go down to the basement.
I hate going down to the basement.
That was so, and I told her we gotta go. Yeah.
If the
right
light
away.
doesn't turn on, I don't go. No.
And I remember it was a really nice
okay, I'm not-
neighborhood, and all the houses were
Beautiful.
cute, but that one was weird.
So a couple of years ago in Joliet, I went to show a house. I didn't know anything about what happened there. I didn't know in the beginning, but when I walked in, it just felt so heavy. And the house was really nice. There was nothing wrong with the house, but it just felt heavy. And we were so excited to see it. Once we got in there, everybody came out of there sad. Later, I found out there was like a murder-suicide in that house.
Oh my
And, like the furniture was still there. they didn't clear out like the kids' rooms and things like that. Yeah, so that's why I prefer like a design. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, you know what?
You
Yeah,
could
for
work with
sure,
that.
for sure.
Yeah.
'Cause if I'm in a haunted house, no, we're rebuking
I'm gonna
everything
run
in that
first.
house. Yeah, that's wouldn't.
I'll
No.
go like, sorry, I can't,
I did.
stay outside.
I had an experience. I mean, the house wasn't haunted, but you can tell, like, you can feel like bad spirits in that house. And the clients that I was helping with, they really wanted a specific suburb, and it's hard to get into that suburb. And of course, the house that we see, they had Chucky dolls everywhere.
Oh my
and
goodness.
it was like that kind of stuff everywhere. Just witchcraft stuff. Even like the crystals everywhere. And we walk in, so we were like, oh, like we know what kind of people we're in. And me, I'm Christian, so in my head, I'm over here. I'm canceling everything in the name of Jesus. And reading all this stuff, like as I'm walking through the house. And my clients, same thing. Even they're like, man, this feels like I have a bad feeling in this house. And sure enough, I'm trying to be careful because this might be the house they want to buy. So I can't say anything crazy. Like, I'm not living here. I can't like say that this might be the house. And sure enough, that's the house that they put an offer in on, and they got it. And it's the first time that when we did a walkthrough or the inspection, they brought someone in there to read the house, like to see.
They did.
Oh, like a
So
median or like
yeah,
a psychic
yeah.
or something. Yeah.
So I'm walking through and I'm like, I'll text. I'm like, hey, tell my dad is a pastor, so I'm like, bah, it's the first time that I'm walking through an inspection with a median. He's like, what the heck? And I'm like, it's always something in this business.
Anything? Did the medium?
Yeah, that she recommended what they needed to do to cleanse the house of those bad spirits. It was interesting. It was an interesting experience.
Something different.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you always learn something new in this business.
Different every day.
Yeah. So hands down,
Yeah.
I don't want the haunted
But
house.
I think remember how old is Chicago? I mean, I live in a house who was built in 1890. So I always joke about that. Imagine how many people have lived here and die here.
It's
So
true, though, if you really
it's
think about
true.
it.
So I think we have to. Sometimes we have to be a little bit open.
Yeah.
And just
Yeah, because you
Get a
never
call.
know your client's situation. That might be the house. It might be the house for them. And if you're so hard, like, oh, this house is like, no, thank you. Say all this stuff, and now your client's like, man, I really like that house, but my realtor made me feel bad about this house. Like, I don't even want to work with this agent
I know,
anymore because this agent made me feel bad about it. So, in those cases, we have to be careful with how we act. We got to kind of contain ourselves. So even though I was scared walking through that house, like I still have to keep my composure because this might be the house for the client.
And even when it's not a haunted house, even if it's a regular house, we have to keep that in mind. Like we have our own taste, they have their own taste. Like we might think it's not good, but they love it. So it's like we got to keep those opinions.
I've been already like I'll see like a distressed house and I'm like, oh, this is not bad. This I can see this. I can see the
Just
potential.
put something in here, or you can put over
And
here.
and sometimes they're like, you're just saying that.
Trying
And I was
to-
like, no, I promise. I think because I just seen so many houses now that I see the potential in every house. I promise I'm not trying to sell you this house. I just, I can see it. I can see what you could do here and there. And long story short, us women here at XR, we have many jobs. We are not just realtors. We're moms, dog moms. We have full-time jobs. We're wives. We do a lot of things. And I think the great thing here about XR is we're like a family. We all support each other.
Yes.
So
We
the
hold each
biggest
other down.
takeaway, we hold each other down.
And we actually do like each other.
we do
yeah.
like each other.
Me too.
I know, and I love the diversity.
Yes.
Yes.
I love
It's a
it.
very diverse office. So the biggest takeaway from everything is women can do everything.
Yes.
Yes.
We can do everything.
Yes. That's
Right?
true. Yes. I agree.
That it?
I agree.
All right,
I
guys.
agree.
Well,
I agree.
thank you for tuning in. I hope that you enjoyed getting to know some of the ladies here at XR. we're missing a few, so stay tuned because I'm sure you're gonna see the next group of girls.
Yeah.
But we're happy that you guys got to get to know a little bit of us. So tune in to episode 42. If you have any questions or if you want to get to know us, follow us on social media.
Yeah.
You can find us there. So thank you guys.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.